Welcome to the Standard Bank Jazz Festival at Makhanda. We're live at the Guy Butler Theatre. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Ukwalo Uncutu, Mr. Dumza Maswana. Wamgelekile mhlekazi.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great to have you here. I'm starstruck. I mean, I'm a big fan of your work. What does it mean to have been booked for this festival?
I've always wanted to perform here, man, on this, Standard Bank Jazz for quite some time. And the very first time I performed here, there's no audience. I was joking, during the day that the very first time I performed, here, there is no audience. I've always, came here to watch a lot of shows,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's very exciting. I truly feel blessed.
Sure. Isdugo Sako, your clan name, seems to be one of those brands that stick out about you.
Kwalo.
Yeah. What does that mean for you?
I mean, that's how I introduce myself to people, as Ukwalo. Those are my, my ancestors. Those are my grandfathers. And so I think for me, uba ndithi ndinguNcutu, ndinguKwalo, ndinguSobese, ndingumlanjane, ithetha ngoba ngumuntu endinguye. And I always say intoba umculo lo mhlambi abantu bacinga ba uphuma nje ndim ndedwa umuntu oculayo. I believe intoba umculo lapha kum kwi-DNA, uyabona. And even nendlela endireceive ngayo sometimes, uyabona, uyatsho ukuthi umculo singowam ndedwa, umculo kwasekhaya. Yeah.
The great Fairfax likes to say lengoma asiyoyam ndedwa. This music belongs to more people than me. Tell us about, we were joking, I think with Makatini the other day, to say every time Dumza introduces himself, he'll say, I'm Dumza from Pedi. And we think that Pedi should probably give you some tourism funding because you are somewhat of an ambassador for that place. Tell us about where this music was bred. What role Pedi has played in the shaping of Dumza Maswana?
Yeah, so it's very important for me to always say Dumza Maswana from Englisho, because the music that I have is from my village, is from my town. My first teacher, my grandmother, Noyekile Maswana, the one who taught me how to sing, how to tell stories, Usukapa, so the community, even the style of singing, you can go to Kwakombo, you can go to any other village. There are similarities here and there, but each and every village is different, is unique. The music they sing, the stuff or the things they sing about is very much different. So my music and my influences, are from my village. Not so long ago, I think a few weeks ago, I went there. I had, I'm sure you remember the tour that I was doing. So I went to perform in my village for the very first time. It was so beautiful. But I used to tell my friends, Onsika, brah, if you can go to my, the grandmothers, that they just stand up and just sing and just improvise, and they just spontaneously, they would just sing a song that was never sung before. So they saw that happening in front of their eyes, So I think that's the beauty of where I'm from. So I was raised by that music, by that, la culture.
So you've done 3 albums, I'm correct? Is this the 3rd album?
Yeah, there's the first album that I did a long time ago. I don't even want to talk about that one. And then I did Molo.
Okay.
And then I did Live at the Gale Theatre, which is more like Molo. Sure. It's like the live version of Molo. And I took some of the songs from the first album. And then this one, the one celebrating African song, is my 4th.
Sure. And I mean, I think the Live at the Guild Theatre is quite symbolic as well, because it's your first DVD, and you felt it needed to be recorded in your home province.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
In 2016, 2017, I had an opportunity to record, that whole thing in Joburg Lyric Theatre. And I mean, there were fans available, but I felt like everyone wants to record at the Lyric Theatre. I do want to do that, but not now. I think I wanted to do my first live recording at home, you know, whether in East London, here, or maybe, you know, a PE. Especially for the young kids to know that lights is, you know, as light only in Joburg, you know, so that babone zonke ezinto zikhona apha. I mean, we have world-class facilities, man, you know, in the Eastern Cape. We have the Guild Theatre, we have this, we have Opera House, you know, and many others. So I think it was important for me to do that, you know, so that abantu bayazi, you know, but Eastern Cape is not just, you know, what they think it is, you know, yeah.
Did you ever have a favorite artist growing up?
Yes, Jabu Kanyile was one of them. Actually, outside the music that I was playing on radio, you know, the very first time I listened to Jabu Kanyile, it was Malowe. You know, Wamuhle umuntu, wamuhlelele, wamuhle umntwana womuntu. I mean, and he was singing in Zulu. And I didn't really understand what was, you know, because I mean, if you grow up in Ngqusho, you wouldn't really get, you know, it's a Zulu Bastin, you know. But for me, the voice, you know, the authenticity, in just in everything, it was beautiful. And then Ringo, Matling was later on, that was Tombi Mavi, but also, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Mariah. You know, I'm a huge fan of Mariah. So I listened to a lot of stuff. I think everyone loved Michael Jackson. So I think I listened to all those things.
And Barry White.
Of course, Barry White, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us about Victor Ntoni.
Yeah.
As an influence on your work.
So if you can go back and listen to my first album, you will hear that Dumza Maswana does not really. Actually, let me just say, I didn't have a voice in that album. I just wanted to sing. Sure. And I didn't know how I wanted to sound like. I just wanted a platform to stand there and sing. So if you're from Ngqusho, you will know that the only platform that was there is for gospel singers. And if you are a bass, you know, you belong there at the back. You know, so I kind of hated the fact that I had a big voice. So I was like, okay, I want to sing like everyone else, you know. So I tried tenor. So in my first album, if you listen to it, you know, closely, you'll hear a lot of Ringo there, you know, because when I go up, my voice would reference, you know, his voice, you know, his tone and all those things. So I would be, I mean, I hated it. You know, the very first review of that album, they said, I think he has just from Sowetan. He has a beautiful voice, you know, but I feel like he's a Ringo wannabe. So if he could just, you know, leave this Ringo thing, you know, he has potential. That broke me. Sure. And I went back to the record. I was like, yo, okay, really, I am Ringo. And then one day I heard a song, and I was like, who is that? It was that of Victor Ntoni. I think it must have been 2004, 2005. It was that of Victor Ntoni. So I would say that Victor Ntoni gave me confidence. You know, he is that voice that said to me, Dumza, with your voice, the way you sound, you can do this. You don't belong there at the back. You know, if you want to be seen, you know, come on, man, come to the front. So, so he's that guy. You know, he's that guy.
Lovely. Now, sigurati COVID.
Yeah.
There's no audience. The bookings are being cancelled.
Yeah.
Jay Something said something very interesting in one of our Stand-Up Bank Jazz webinars last year. He said it's important to own online real estate. And I think that I've seen you being very innovative. I mean, your DVD, your show is on a USB.
Yeah.
Right? And you're selling it at the price of a CD.
Yeah.
Tell us about the experience since the COVID lockdown began. What is life as an artist in South Africa looking like for you?
A lot of people are not going to like this, but I will tell you that my life has been really great since COVID. You know, I mean, I think I worked more than I used to work. You know, before COVID, and I've been selling a lot of my music. You know, I mean, I streamed my live on online, you know, 2 times. And a lot of people went and bought. I've been booked, you know, to perform in many festivals, you know, which is great for me. And so I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Yes, I mean I miss the audience, but I have been working. You know, I've been working, and I'm truly blessed, you know, to be one of those people that are working. And but at the same time, I think Diazenzela, you know, I try by all means to be out there and to perform. I mean, close to Kobanda by 50. You know, I talk to my guys, let's go, and you know, so when the shows there. So we have been working with my band, and so I can't bend kakhulu, bra. You know, I mean, look, I think El Clash ndiliphilile before, you know, before COVID. I think bendiphila kwi pandemic yam nje eyodwa, you know. So yeah, it's been okay.
Okay, so now I want to come to Usingaye.
Yeah.
Celebrating African song. What does this moment mean for your career, for you, and what inspired the music?
Yeah.
And I'd like you to tell us a little bit more about the band that you're working with on this project.
So this has always been my dream project. You know, even when I did the first album, this is the sound I always wanted to. You know, I've always been coming to the sound. I've been hinting with some of the songs. If you listen to the very first album, you will hear a song that Changed Man. It's more, you know, on this vibe. If you listen to, you know, Molo, you know, there's Andiko there. It's in this, you know. So I've been coming to the sound, but I think now I'm truly at home. You know, I'm at home. I've always wanted to work with Andile and Nana, you know, for the longest time. Before we recorded the album, I went to, you know, to where he lives in KZN. We spent the whole week there. You know, I took my pianist. You know, we stayed with him for the whole week, and then we had a show because I wanted him to understand, because we're from different places. You know, yes, I mean he understands Xhosa music, but not necessarily from where I live. So we, you know, there are those, you know, in this business you say accents, ne?
Sure.
You know. So we sat there, and he was really, I think he was shocked, you know, that this music, there's so much music. Angawaziyo. The album Lena, it was inspired by my grandmother. So I used to perform at the Opit like every 3 months. You know, every 3 months they would call me. So I ended up thinking, what am I going to perform there? So I was like, okay, let me just perform. There's a concept here, celebrating African song. And then as I was, you know, researching the music, because I wanted to sing Ingoma Zomamuno Finish Ikwili, Omamu Matosini. And then I was like, no man, Omamuno Finish, Omamu. This is the music that my grandmother taught me. You know, I actually wanted to call the show The Music My Grandmother Taught Me. You know, and I remembered all those songs that my grandmother taught me. And I was like, no, okay, Omamno Finish, I love them so much. Mama Dosin, I love them, I respect them. But let me start with the music from my village. So that's where this album is coming from. Even if you listen to the lyrics, I mean, I have a tale there in Zomi. You know, when my album is starting. And it's a story that my grandmother used to tell me. Even the songs, the lullabies, you know, those, you know, it's everything that I learned from my village. So this album is very much inspired by my village and my grandmother.
Of course, Andile Nana is a former Standard Bank Young Artist Award winner. And it sounds to me, Dumza, like this is really a phenomenal moment for your career. It seems like a lot of things are coming together. So what message do you want to send out to Standard Bank, to the National Arts Festival, to the people who make this possible? Because I think it's one of those gems that we still have in a very difficult environment.
Thank you. You know, thank you for this platform. You know, there's so many guys out there. For that matter, I will tell you the truth. I've, as much as I've always wanted to perform here, but I never thought that. I thought that it's not for me. You know, it's for certain sounds and stuff. You know, I never thought that a guy from like 30 minutes away from here would come and perform with Standard Bank, because I thought, okay, you need to be from your city or anywhere else. I never thought it was for me as well. So it's really humbling.
Sure.
It's really humbling.
Sure. And the genre jazz, do you find that it's accommodating?
It's okay, because I mean, with what I'm trying to do with my music is to merge these two worlds, traditional music and jazz. So I'm using jazz to channel the music from Ezlalini.
Yeah.
So if you love jazz, you're going to love this music. But if you also like Mbaqanga and all these other things, as traditional, you're going to love this album.
Kwalo, siyabulela buti. Thank you, and we wish you well on your performance tonight, and we are certainly looking forward to it. Thank you, Standard Bank. Thank you to the Jazz Festival. Thank you to the NAF. Thank you to the Guy Butler. Goodbye.
Thank you so much.